but the mountain shall be thine. And this is taken from the book of Joshua, chapter 17, concerning the tribe of Manasseh, who had gone to Joshua and said, Joshua, the hill in which we are living in is not big enough for us. We're a great people. And Joshua said, well, you are a great people. And as a result of your being a great person, and I'm going to interpret this is not exactly the way he says it, but he says, basically, go take your mountain. That mountain, that's a part of your inheritance, but they hadn't claimed it because the Canaanites were there, and they were giants, and they had weapons of war. They had chariots of iron, and they seemed as if they were too strong to be defeated. But what Joshua is pointing out to them is the power of the inheritance. And to me, inheritance is a very fascinating thing, because when somebody passes away and all their goodly things are beginning to be divided up and distributed, and people have fought over it for years and years, and it's kind of unsettling even to think about it. Now, I was very, very fortunate. When my father passed away, my mother had already passed, and me and my three brothers, we worked it out pretty smooth. It really wasn't a whole lot of times there may have been a little friction, but all in all, it went pretty smooth. But I've heard of families that just get completely torn up over the inheritance. But the thing about inheritance is, this is the word that's either been written, and of course it's a will that's been given, or in my father's case, there was no will, but yet it was distributed between the four brothers. Well, here's the thing. In obedience to what is written, the word, then things are carried out. Well, this was Manasseh's inheritance because this is what God had said. They had cast lots. They have determined this is the area in which you will inhabit. But they had refused to go and claim it because of fear. And the fear was of giants. Well, the truth is that a giant can be a very, very fearful thing. And I've seen some men. And sometimes you might be at a checkout someplace and you're standing right behind somebody. Man, that is a giant. I met a man not too long ago, and I saw him get out of the car. And it was a place where he was coming for a place of business. And I said, man, you must have been a football player. And he was. And I said, I sure would hate to have been on the opposite side of the line against you. But the thing about it is that it represents something very, very fearful, something very entrenched, bigger than life. And that's what the tribe of Manasseh was facing. But you see, you have to measure this against your inheritance, and part of your inheritance is your belief in God. And the God that you serve, just how big is your God? That's a very important question. How we place that in our own heart and our own mind. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.